Welcome to all of you. This is Dr. Manjunath N, Assistant Professor from Department of Commerce and Management Studies, Government First Grade College, Srinivaspur. This session is particularly designed to BBA 5th semester students of Bangalore North University. In this session, we are going to deal with the subject called Investment Management. The topic for the session 32 is Capital Asset Pricing Model. Before going to discuss about the Capital Asset Pricing Model, let us understand which concept that we discussed in the previous class. We have discussed this Capital Asset Pricing Model as an introduction part in brief. Now let us get into the concept of the Capital Asset Pricing Model. The learning objective of this chapter is to understand the portfolio management framework and apply the various theories of portfolio management in designing a portfolio. Once the student attends this particular session, he will be able to understand the benefits of capital asset portfolio model. So portfolio model, pricing model, both are same. The capital asset pricing model, a review. Let us understand few of the reviews on this. When calculating the capital asset pricing model, the below points are worth bearing in mind as a quick recap of what it is, why it is used, and how to use it, all such things. The relationship between the systematic risk of investment and the required return is established by the capital asset pricing model. Systematic risk and unsystematic risks are two kinds of risks investors face. Systematic risk is a downfall of the whole economy and causes low or negative returns. Unsystematic risk is a risk related to one specific investment. Diversification can eliminate unsystematic risk. You cannot get any reward from the capital asset pricing model for using it. The risk of investment must be understood fully. There are some items you need to know how to calculate the expected rate of return. That is RF, risk-free rate, RM, expected return of the market, and B, systematic risk. The rate that is assumed to have no risk involved in an investment is called the risk-free rate. The risk premium of the particular security and the risk-free rate are the two components you can break the capital asset pricing model formula to. The overall market's risk can be determined by subtracting the market return from a risk-free return in the capital asset pricing model formula. The individual stock's risk can be determined by multiplying the beta times this risk of the market. The risk of individual security related to the market is called beta. Epsilon is considered to be the error in the regression, and alpha is considered to be the risk-free rate. Here let us understand. The capital asset pricing model is a formula that can be used to calculate an asset expected return versus its systematic risk. An asset expected return before to the loss or profit that you anticipate based on its anticipated or known rate of return. The capital market line is a tangent line and represents asset and investment mixtures that provide an optimal combination of risk and returns. Why is capital asset pricing model important to understand in investing? The capital asset pricing model gives investors a simple calculation that they can use to get a rough estimate of the return that they might expect from the investment versus the risk of the outlay of capital. The capital asset pricing model helps you to understand the importance of diversification. Investors who follow the capital asset pricing model choose assets that fall on the capital market line by lending or borrowing at the risk-free rate. Diversification is the act of including different kinds of asset classes in a portfolio. Diversification of the assets in your portfolio can help you to hedge against its risk. Background of capital asset pricing model. William C. F. Sharpe, Jacques Strainer, John Meschen, and John Linton independently built upon Harry Markowitz's ideas on modern portfolio theory and diversification, and introduced the capital asset pricing model in the 1960s. Modern portfolio theory is a model for investing model in which an investor takes a small amount of market risk to maximize his or her returns in a portfolio. In 1972, Fisher's Black developed a model that does not assume the existence of an asset without risk, called the Blake CAPM or zero beta CAPM. This model helped with the general acceptance of capital asset pricing model in choosing stocks on the capital market line. Systematic risk versus unsystematic risk also is very important to understand here. Systematic risk is a type of risk that affects a particular company. Unsystematic risk is also referred to as non-systematic risk. You cannot completely dissolve unsystematic risk with diversification. Instead, unsystematic risk can only be reduced by allocating your asset or hedging. When you hedge your offset an investment against another one, your asset allocation is how you apportion your capital assets in your investment account. Allocating your assets helps you to protect against risk. Let us understand the simple formula for capital asset pricing model. The CAPM can be calculated with the CAPM formula as ERI is equal to BI into ERM minus RF. ERI is called as expected return of investment, RF is equal to risk-free rate, BI beta of the investment, ERM expected return of the market, ERM minus RF is that market risk premium, which is calculated by subtracting the risk-free rate from the expected return on the investment account. Here the benefits of CAPM includes the following. Ease of use and understanding accounts for systematic risk. It is also have some of the limitations. Like experts believe that it is too complicated, too simplistic because it does not cover all the risks that are involved with investing, and it does not correctly evaluate reasonable returns. It assumes that you can lend and borrow at a risk-free rate. The returns that are calculated evaluate past returns and might not accurately reflect future returns. To summarize this session, the capital asset portfolio model or capital asset pricing model is an idealized portrayal of how financial markets price securities and thereby determine expected returns on capital investment. The model provides a methodology for quantifying risk and translating the risk into estimates of expected return on equity. Dear friends, let us understand this concept from few of the multiple choice questions. Question number 1, dash is a downfall of the whole economy and causes low or negative returns. We have 4 options. Option A, market risk. Option B, systematic risk. Option C, physical risk. Option D, financial risk. Any guessing answer for this? The answer is option B, systematic risk. Systematic risk is a downfall of the whole economy and causes how are negative returns. We have another question. Dash is a risk related to one specific investment. Option A, systematic risk. Option B, regular risk. Option C, fluctuating risk. Option D, unsystematic risk. Any guessing answer? The answer is D, unsystematic risk. We have another question. The rate that is assumed to have no risk involved in an investment is called the risk-free rate. The rate that is assumed to have no risk involved in an investment is called the risk-free rate. And which is that rate? So here the question is, which rate so called the risk-free rate? Option A, interest rate. Option B, discount rate. Option C, risk-free rate. Option D, market rate. The answer for this is that's we have already, as I would have removed this answer, but somehow it has been included. So kindly excuse for that. The answer C, that is risk-free rate. Here question number 4. The overall market's risk can be determined by dash. The market return from a risk-free return in the capital asset pricing model formula. Option A, adding. Option B, subtracting. Option C, multiplying. Option D, dividing. Any guessing answer? The answer is option B, subtracting. Similarly, we have one more question. Dash is considered to be the risk-free rate. Option A, sigma. Option B, alpha. Option C, beta. Option D, square. Any guessing answer? The answer is option B, alpha. Alpha is considered to be the risk-free rate. Dear students, we have so many references to understand this particular concept, that is capital asset pricing model. I request all of you to go through the books and references that we listed in this slide. By that we can understand this concept in a furthermore in a better manner. Thank you for all of you for giving this opportunity, and I wish you all the best and good luck. Thank you one and all.